Someone else. The blue guy was trying to talk. I think. I don't know. Were
Do
you
you
trying to
think
talk,
there's
blue guy?
do you think there's a difference
Other
between
dude
someone
left.
rioting against the government, like burning down or like fucking up government shit, than people's actual personal property? That's where JT is getting at. He's saying there's a
I
difference
know what
between.
he's trying to get at.
Okay, but
That's
you're
all it
saying it's the
is. I'm
same
not gonna
thing.
align myself with
I
BLM
think it's the
or with
same thing.
MAGA or
It's not
anything.
the same thing. Like if I go
Who
over to
said
my
it was the
neighbor's
same
house,
thing?
you
It's
said
still
you
rioting.
said why are they looking at it differently? They're looking at it differently because you're going after the government and then you're going after people, the citizens. Why would you
Were
go
they going
after
after citizens?
why would you go after
Who
the
did?
citizens when you have a problem with the government? That's the difference.
Who, who went after the citizens?
BLM, the
BLM
riots.
organization.
Yes, okay.
Well,
First of all, and I had a problem with this because the BLM founders in New York threatened riots
Mhm.
and everything. And then BLM was saying we want dead cops and all that shit. Like I don't understand where this whole BLM never
Let's say
wanted
I
riots.
ain't even finna say all that.
They were saying that the riots were the voice of the
Can you show
unheard
me
and everything.
which
I,
which ride
where you
was
want me to post
planned?
it at? Planned? I don't think any of them was actually
Which
planned
one
for a
was
riot.
promoted?
Which one were
Which one was promoted?
promoted?
Yes,
Okay.
please show me where they said it because I haven't seen it. And if they did it, and we see that the evidence parses out, then I will say, yeah, they did that shit. Because right is right and wrong is fucking wrong. But let me say this. ELM as an organization, as far as I know, and I like I said, just if you send me the source, I will literally or send it to voice links, I will post it in here in the store so nobody gotta go look for it. Because I am wholly in support of any type of facts that will, illuminate whatever the fuck we got going on. I like facts, regardless. They do not care about people's feelings or partiality. But let me say this. When you're talking about people attacking people, you're talking about the organization. No, I see nowhere, and like I said, I could be wrong. Show me if I am, where they said, "Come on, we finna destroy this city. Let's go, y'all, on this ride." Versus come up here and storm the cap. Y'all come and y'all do something about this, telling them to come and take action. And then you talking about they're targeting people and businesses. Did you not hear what I said earlier in regards to when people have had enough within a society and a dynamic, and the people in the communities that we're in were their fucking communities more than likely, and the businesses that got looted and destroyed, albeit rioters who believed in the movement, but this was not an agenda of the organization, not put forth that I know of, and I don't know if you can find any evidentiary proof or even implications of that in any form of fashion. But I will be open to the possibility. I am always open to something because I know that there's a lot of shit that I don't know, right? But for like people, when they have these relationships, when you go into certain businesses, because of your skin color, treat you like shit, talk to you like shit. They will call the people behind you because they are not your tone. They are a bit lighter. Ain't no telling the dynamic. A lot of times, these people don't own these businesses, and a lot of times, these businesses don't even give you an opportunity. They see you as the enemy. They put bulletproof glass up around them, and they look at you as the dregs of society and holy animals. So they were destroying the infrastructure of that city and of that fucking this nation, which is partial government, right? This does has cause for the government implications. They are causing the government issues because shit belong to them within their own communities. So what is it to care about when these people who are in your communities own the businesses, you don't have the opportunities, and you can't get the fucking capital that it takes because of stupid shit or the treatment that you have received has been wholly unacceptable, yet no one give a damn about black people. They never have and they probably never will. I'm starting to wonder. And you want to talk about the morality of them going and looting? It takes all kinds. But I don't understand where are you going to put the actions of individuals who had enough in this fucking society and believed in the movement, and then say that they are the same motives that the organization put forth when I have not seen that evidence. I am open to it, and I will say right is right and wrong is wrong. I promise you. I will do that. I would not be dishonest about this. And if you caught me being dishonest, you should call me on it. Everybody in this bitch should call me on it because I deserve to be called out and I deserve to be forced to face the motherfucking facts.
I think you're being dishonest. Because,
Take
like, if you look at the actions speak louder than words, okay? And
Yes.
did the BLM organization, did they condone the violence? Did they say, "Oh, guys, no, don't go out and burn stuff down. Don't do that." I don't ever recall them ever saying anything like
they
that.
promoted it.
But
They
did
they
Donald Trump
justified it.
condone what
They
happened
Yeah,
January
justified it.
6th?
they said, "Oh, they need to get theirs. They
Did
need to
he?
feed their family. They can rob and steal and all this shit." They
I
like if
posted it in
you
the chat. I
This is
mean,
what
in the
people do
voice
anyway.
links.
Where did you post it at? Where did you post
In
it
the
at?
voice
So I can
links.
look at it.
Voice links.
In the voice links. Okay, let me go get it and I'm gonna post it in here and we'll pull it up. Okay. Now, did Donald Trump condone what happened at January 6th? Did he
He,
promote it? Did he say come?
he condoned it.
Thank you. That's what was asking. Let me go get your source right quick so we can everybody can have a look. Wait.
And they
Is
didn't.
these three articles?
They
Two.
didn't say go do it, but they just justified it. Why it should happen.
They justified it. They said the reason why people tend to riot. Let's see what they said. This is the NY post. I don't. I'm gonna post it anyway, but let me look at
This
the
just spiraled so
other
hard.
stuff.
I'm just saying. I
Yeah,
wanted to
oh
bring
yeah,
up
and
whenever.
JT, I don't think you should even fucking like think about it too hard. You know you're not a fucking racist. I don't agree with you saying like, yeah, you agree with him, but yeah, you know you ain't a fucking racist. You ain't do nothing wrong. Just being quiet isn't a fucking problem. You're just silent. I like many other people were fucking silent, but he went after you for some fucking reason. It doesn't matter. Like if you know, if you have convictions in your heart, then you should not be like worried about it because you know who the fuck
It's
you
not.
are.
It's not just that. It's just that I feel. I also. It like. It started. I brought all this up basically, and then it turned into this whole debacle. I just believe that if people have a problem within the government, that you should take it to the government's front door. That was all I was trying
Look,
to say. And then it turned into this whole like
uh,
left versus right thing again, and like
well,
I
I'm
wasn't
tired of
going
always
for that. I
having
wasn't
to fight
trying
this
to
battle.
create that.
I'm trying to tag out. Somebody tap me in for me. Fuck, I'm tired of this. It's the same shit. Is anybody gonna deal with this dynamic yet? You still will not say, hey,
I think the
I
main difference
posted your sources
between
right
the
here in the
January
Stone with VC
4th
chat with us.
and
Yeah,
Black
I saw
Lives
Blue
you.
Gang.
Matter,
Yeah, I
the
saw you.
main difference is that the January 4th people, they went to the White House to with their grievances. The Black Lives Matter people, or I don't know if they want to be associated with the rioters, but they destroyed local businesses, uh, um, and
Exactly.
uh, and all these things is that the public uses. Like there was videos of this one lady. She's like, "Okay, I have no grocery store to shop at. I can't feed my family." Like
Black-owned
that's
businesses
the
as
main
well.
difference. Yeah, like black neighborhoods and stuff like that affected a lot of black people. Like they're destroying infrastructure in the name of black lives when it's affecting black lives negatively the most out of anybody.
Hmm.
Would you not agree with that?
Funny. It's funny though when we talk about people going to protest and everybody talking about how we should be in solidarity, but yet everybody is against this and that. They have a reason why they
People are
all
against
don't
people
don't
burning
don't
down
subscribe to Black
public
Lives Matter.
and private
The
property.
fuck?
That's what people are against.
Fuck that property. It don't belong to them. They live in neighborhoods and shit don't belong to them. What is y'all not understanding about this
I'm not a
viewpoint?
pacifist. I don't
I'm not
believe
I'm not justifying what they did. I'm telling you the perspective that the people have. What are you talking about?
it's just fall. It's just like it's misdirected. I'm not a pacifist. I'm not one of these people that cares if you're rioting peacefully or violently.
Mm,
I just think you
get
should
that.
direct it at the right damn place. That's
Okay,
all I
well
was trying to say. And
next time I
with
call
that,
my
I was trying to
cousin,
say I don't care if you're MAGA. I don't care if you're BLM.
I'll
I'm just like
tell
take
you
it to
what.
the Capitol. Take it to
I
your
tell you
local
what.
city hall.
I
Torch
tell
that
you
shit.
what.
Fuck it.
At the
And
next at the
somebody else
next
tried to say I was an
look,
accelerationist for this.
at the next
Yeah, you
black
kind of are.
community meeting in our chapter, I'll propose that we all next time we want to go test some shit up, that we all call our cousin Craig and all put in gas money and we ride with him. How about that? Since black people
Okay.
in the black community has chapters of this shit and shit, whatever.
Well, if you don't, then you're less organized than MAGA. I don't know what to tell you.
Hmm. What does that tell you?
It tells me that MAGA's more organized. Like you don't have chapters. Like
More or
you
more
can't have
ready to
Facebook
do
groups and
what?
shit to fucking
MAGA went
organize like
MAGA
where you're
went
going
some
to. Like, dude,
MAGA
come on.
went
What
to a
kind of fucking
place.
political revolution are you
MAGA
doing if you're
went.
just your plan is
What are
just
you
to sit on
talking
Main
about?
Street and burn shit
Do you
down?
have no fucking knowledge of the civil rights movement in the way that
That
black
was
people
organized.
have
That was clean.
always.
That shit
Oh my
worked.
It
fucking
wasn't
God.
violent.
Are
It wasn't
you
violent.
fucking listening? Oh, it wasn't violent. So you mean to tell me back in the day, even though there are people who did not subscribe to violence, right? And maybe we have a protest that there was nobody who when somebody hit them in the head with a rock,
Called muzzle
swung
discipline.
off
Like
on
point your
somebody?
fucking
Is
shit
that
in the
what you're
right
telling me?
direction.
The funny thing is history we in the future we're gonna this is gonna be history, and when we look back on history, I wonder what the look will be then. I wonder. I'm looking at something on information. This I don't know. Open
Tactics and
radar.
strategy will get you a long fucking way. Figure out who your allies are.
Really?
Don't make
Figure
enemies of
out what?
would-be
Yeah.
allies.
Wait a minute.
Figure out where to
The
point your
allies that
fucking muzzles at the
supposedly.
actual
Wait a
power
minute. The
structure and
allies that
go
were
there.
supposedly that you say that black BLM might have had, where were they? Because the allies that supposedly that they should have had, what was the reason why they there was more of a view of um disapproval than of understanding and
Because they were
solidarity?
burning
Is it because it's
down
called Black
public
Lives Matter?
and private
Right?
property. That's
Is it
why.
because it's called that it was a problem even before that? Is it because it's
It
called
wasn't.
Black Lives Matter?
No,
You can
Black
Yes,
tell
I
me.
Lives
think
Matter
that also has
approval
to do
was
with
high,
Who
and
said
then when
yes?
the Black Lives
Is it
Matter
because of
approval
that?
was high, and then once they started rioting, it went down. Every
Why
time
yes.
isn't
Black
the
Lives Matter
riot?
riots,
Why
it
isn't
goes
the
down.
riot what people came to riot with nooses and shit not looked at? And why I'm not hearing this sentiment about that? Why are we
Because
not
they didn't destroy
condemning
Wait,
that
public
Trump's
shit?
private
support
property.
went
They went
down
to
when
the
that
government.
happened as well. Trump's support went down when that
Really?
happened as well. Yes.
What is the percent that what is his percentage of support? What is
It
his
doesn't
approval rate
matter.
right now? Yeah, it does because the
It's up
election's coming
now.
up. Now
Yeah,
did it
it's
go
up now.
down? Did it
It
go
did go
down?
down.
Oh, okay.
Like all I'm hearing,
I didn't get back
what's
up
her
because
name?
last time I
Global
heard
Face.
BLM approval rate didn't rise. So how does that
All
happen?
all I'm hearing is you saying,
That's
"Oh, what
weird.
about them? What about the white people who went and rioted at
No,
the thing?
I'm
Why are
saying
they not
from the
being
very beginning, the
looked down
very
upon
reason, the
the
very
BLM
point,
rioters?"
the
And we're trying
very
to tell
point.
you, we're trying to
Oh,
tell you
okay. I'll tell you what. Since you feel that you're the only person who should be allowed to talk and pontificate, go ahead. Let's once again let you pontificate, and then I'll say something before everybody interrupts me. Go ahead.
what I'm trying to say is
See?
what I'm hearing you say is, "Oh, what about those? What about the white people who went and did all this shit at the fucking at January 4th? What's the difference? Well, the
Six.
difference is that they didn't destroy people's public property. They didn't go and destroy business. Chad, stop fucking calling me. They didn't destroy businesses and local infrastructure. They went to the government, like that guy
What
JT
about
was
Black
saying.
Wall
That's
Street?
what his point was. He's like, if you have a grievance with the government and these organizations that are supposedly oppressing black people, go to those people, go to those organizations. Don't destroy your neighbor's house, don't destroy your local business, because you're not going to get support that way. Okay, that's why people don't
Okay.
support the
Thank
Black
you.
Lives Matter
Thank
movement.
you.
I
Oh,
haven't made a
that's why.
single
Is that the
allegiance
reason?
with either
Is that
group
the
on either
reason?
side. I'm
Is
just
that the
saying,
Same.
like,
reason?
it's just
Is that the
tactics.
reason? Is that the reason? That's the reason why they don't? Is that the reason? Is that what you
For,
going with?
for
Yo,
my
Is
so
for
that
what
I
the
I
swear,
see,
I
reason?
swear to
that's what I
God,
see.
yo, the way you talk just tells me, just screams that you didn't pass through high school, or just barely
Ooh,
did.
Come on with the ad homs, bro.
who are you talking
No,
about?
it's not ad homs. I swear to God, this fucking gender
Literally an
bending
ad hom.
is ridiculous.
Threatening violence is never
Who are you
sensible,
talking
no
about,
matter
sir?
the organization.
You,
Who are you referring to?
you,
Really? And you're sure that your logic aligns with or comports with reality, right? You're
yes.
sure you have some type of it does. And might I ask, what education have you received in your life, and what do you do?
So not only do I have a full high school GED, I
Hmm.
graduated properly.
Yes.
I also have extracurricular studies done as well as trades.
So what do you do?
So I've done carpentry.
We don't give a
Oh,
fuck about
that's
that. Let's
very
not. We don't
good.
give a
We
fuck
Nice.
about
need
this
more
guy's personal life.
carpenters. What do you think I do?
I think you complaining a lot on Discord.
Bullshit. What do you think I
We're
do as
all
a
on
career?
Discord, so
He does sound like a plank.
Complain. Doesn't he? Somebody else tap in. I'm tired of arguing with this stupidity. And by the way, you'd be surprised at how
So you're
stupid you are.
taking that L. So you're taking that L.
I've already been
Well, I don't have an
crucified
L.
once for not speaking up.
Conversation
Midnight,
has
it's
never
like, come
been
on, bro.
one in your perspective. What is it about these biases that you hold that you cannot see when illuminated? What is it? While you're
I,
trying to cast an aspersion on whether my intelligence is at an appropriate level, Mister, I got a GED, I graduated properly. You don't know shit.
I see you're
Uh,
trying to overcompensate because I insulted your
So
intelligence, and now
compensate
you're trying
how?
to use big words in
Really?
order to
Insulting
sound
the
like you're
Really?
smart
intelligence
than
is
you
Oh,
are.
like
oh.
a
So
fucked
wait a
up
minute.
part, though.
That's
Or
not
Wait,
what you
wait, wait.
did.
Nah,
what you
That's
think
regardless
what
you
of
I
are
did.
right?
That's
Does
not
this
what you
show
did,
that
regardless
you
of
are
Mister.
what's
right?
what, bro, like we
Hold
should
on, but
just
I
stay
have a
on
question.
topic and debate the issues, bro. Like you don't have to like
He's a
come in.
buffoon.
Nah,
So,
I
are
go
we
for
going
all the
to
insecurities.
hold the
Which
same
one?
energy towards all of the other
I'm on
It's
that
movements
all.
demon
that were
time.
started against Black people, though? Like,
Okay, yeah,
what
Has
this
about
is
Black
this is
anybody
Wall
heard of
Street?
more
projection?
whataboutism. What
Has
about those
anyone heard of
people? You don't
projection?
want to take
No.
Why
personal
are people not
I
responsibility.
listening?
don't give a
That's the
fuck
problem.
about
Why
this. What
That's the
are
about
problem.
this?
people
What
okay?
about
I'm finna
that?
mute y'all to ask my one
But
question
you're
that
Hey,
I
gone now.
bro,
want to
I'm
ask
I'm
just trying to
because
gonna
give
meet
guerrilla
you
warfare
to ask
lessons to
my
anybody
one
who
be
wants to
quiet.
listen.
question. Oh.
Wait,
Like, if
shut the
you want to
fuck
start a
up.
guerrilla warfare movement, just like do
Be
your
quiet.
tactics right.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
that's racist, bro. You can't say that. It's
Didn't I
racist.
say I'm trying to
Oh,
speak?
mute
Y'all
it.
will shut the hell up until I finish my fucking sentence. I'm getting tired of being interrupted. Okay? Everybody is up in arms and emotional about this topic. Duh. All I want to know is why is it that no one is acknowledging the perspective and the dynamic that I have put forth and shown to parse out, and y'all can sit here and try to justify all you want, yet no one acknowledging the implications on the way that we see the actions of one group versus the actions of another group when this group is not part of the organization, only part of the movement. Yet, for some reason, y'all keep forgetting that every time you speak, though I keep reminding you. Now, let me unmute the jackassery so that y'all can respond. I'll think about you, you dumb
I
dumb
don't
at the
know
top,
why.
the
He's
proper
better on
way.
mute, this guy.
Oh,
Leave it to him. He's talking to himself.
hey,
He's
you have
enjoying
spoken.
himself.
I'm cool with that shit.
How did I get muted? Wait,
No,
hold
he's a
on. I'm just
complete
Because
buffoon.
confused.
I was talking and y'all not listening, y'all said he talking over me. I just wanted to ask that question.
What was the
Don't
question?
put a
Because I was
butt
sitting here
hurt.
this whole time confused why I got muted.
Bro, if you ain't here, somebody else
Just
get to the
before
top.
you jog on, newbie, NTB is actually a teacher. Before you think you were right, Pringle's level. Oh, there we go. See ya.
He ran as soon as he heard
And
that shit.
also another thing I just can't stand is when these people sit here and act like Black people are destroying businesses when literally Black businesses got destroyed throughout the entirety of the civil rights movement and still up to this day, but it doesn't get publicized like that.
By who though?
What black
Who's
businesses
smashing
are
them up?
being
They were
destroyed
destroyed by
today?
other black
Usually
people.
usually
What
It
black
racist
never
business?
happened.
organizations or the
What black
Other
government.
business?
black,
Name
it's
one.
other
Name
black
one.
Right.
people.
Yeah, name one.
Yeah,
Name
that's
one right
different
now.
than
Name one.
riot time.
Name one
Black
that's
Wall
happened
Street.
today.
Yeah,
No,
that
today.
was
Today. You
those were
said today.
riots.
We rebuilt Black Wall
That
Street.
he did. What about Seneca Village? What
Today.
about that? What? What?
Today?
What? What happened today? What happened today, motherfucker?
No, he
See,
said
this is
in
why
today's
we don't like.
society,
This
black
is
That's what
businesses
I
are being
thought.
destroyed.
Yeah,
Which
still
ones?
happening.
Which
You know
ones?
what?
By who?
Can,
In the
I need
riots when
somebody
we
to
just
tag in for me and educate these people on the
Are
oh
you
no, I
talking
got
about
scary shit.
BLM
I
riots
got one thing
destroyed
that's
black
gonna end a
businesses?
whole
Yes.
I am
argument.
tired of
I got
arguing with
Yes.
all right. Go
I
stupidity.
on
got
mute
one
then,
thing
Noble.
that's gonna end their whole argument. The George Floyd riots and the
You
businesses
said
that
what?
got destroyed then weren't today. How about that? Oh,
They
I
were
bet y'all
today.
ain't speaking now.
They were
But
today.
y'all want to talk about
Relax.
how we destroying businesses today.
They are
Okay,
What's
today.
today?
okay.
Hold up,
Today
just
means
chill out for a
today's
second, right?
society, bro. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not talking about like today, just fucking this day,
Surely
Please.
no one's saying
July
the
4th,
rioters were a certain
2023.
race, though, right? It wasn't
Bro,
Yeah,
like
this shit is
race.
these
just so
Y'all hear
rioters
Top Hat?
futile.
people.
He hasn't talked. We haven't
Yeah,
let him
I
Everybody loved
consider the BLM
rioting.
riots
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
him
exactly.
Yeah.
speak.
And you
Okay.
can't prescribe these riots to any group of people, right? They're just
Sure
young
you can.
people wanting to probably steal some shit, burn some shit down, have a laugh, get a bit of content. Same shit we're seeing in France right now.
And
Is
those
that the
people were
same? Or you're like,
majority.
oh, BLM rioters are 14%, unicycle riders or whatever the fuck,
I would
you
say
know?
that's fair. That is fair because it is
Right. So they're
people
just
just doing
all
that.
people.
However,
Right.
however, it's people. Okay, so you got to think about it, like people are using Black Lives Matter as a moniker, right? It's not just it's not separate. They're doing it because Black Lives Matter.
Man, people have come
They're
out for anything, right? If there's enough
they're
people out there and it looks like it's on, you could be protesting about, is Donald Trump's foundation more orange this presidential run or the last one, you know? As long as
Right,
it's enough people getting rowdy, you will come up and try
right.
and get
But the
busy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
the
And
problem.
even you'll go, if you're a crew, you'd even go to the city, right? And you'd
Mhm.
probably go to the city over from yours if you're smart as well. So all of this stuff is not really related. And if you really
Right.
look at rioting, it normally happens like when it's hot and in the summer and shit. And over the weekend, like humans are very temperamental. Like if it
Right.
rains, it's like, oh fuck this. You know, it's
But
very funny.
my problem with that is like I understand that like people do it just because it's like, oh, people are out, I can fucking steal shit. But the problem is when people from Black Lives Matter like don't condone it. Like a lot of them say, hey, this is the voice of the unheard and blah blah blah. They don't say, ah, that's not fucking us. We don't support that shit. They
Okay,
say, yeah,
right.
let's do it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now we're actually having a conversation. Been a while. Okay, interesting. So what about when they do like those little cities and shit like that? You know, the autonomous zones, or is that and they don't say anything about that? What they just like no comment, or they say that's okay, take the power back, or oh, it's
I don't even
unfortunate you
think
burned down the mayor's house or something.
Yeah, I don't even think that'd be Black Lives Matter. Those autonomous zones. I would say that's more Antifa shit.
Right. Okay, so everyone just kind of stays in their lane, even if it kind of might help, or maybe if you don't like it, even it's best just not to say. Just just
Hey,
do your thing. Just do your organization.
Top
Is
Right.
it
Hat.
like a
And the
PR
problem, one of
PR
the big
type of
problem,
thing? Is it
sorry, one of the big problems is that Antifa like fucking infiltrates Black Lives Matter, and then they hold the banner
right?
of Black Lives Matter and then start fucking shit up.
Right. Right.
Excuse me, Top Hat.
Yeah.
May I just may I just point out how patient people are being and waiting for you to finish your sentences and even apologize when they interrupted you on accident. Just about a bitch. You see the difference?
You see what I'm saying, bro?
Notice dynamics. Dynamics. Notice this shit. Go ahead, Top Hat. This is hilarious to me.
Mm.
I mean, I've tried to let
Um.
you speak. I haven't said shit when you were speaking.
No, I think it's because all like the Wallies have gone. Those shouty guys. I'm not looking at my phone, dude, but I can tell already you got nice. You're a nice guy. This guy's actually like, thinking, talking. So that's fine. And we're trying to find some interesting shit as well. And I do find this quite like this is quite good. Where does it start or what we fighting for? Slash, oh, that's over the line, or do they really not care, or is there some other agenda? And I'm not gonna forget people just like to get in a mob and get crazy. Like I don't know if anyone's been in a mob before or any kind of like big group that's doing stuff. It's very very powerful, um, and it's pretty fun. And it's summer holidays right now. Like in France, you see the kids running around. It's probably like 9 out of 10 of the people are actually filming. At the time,
hmm
everyone
hmm
wants their like 14 views. 3 likes. Maybe they get a big clip or something. It's just something to do. It's just a bit more big scale now. You know, like if it was small scale, maybe you just go and burn some magazines in the woods or something, you know. But
Right.
now you can get in a big group and throw a bicycle off a balcony or something.
But would you agree that there is a point where like violence against the state is necessary?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because that was JT's whole point. He was like, sometimes violence against the state is necessary.
Well, yeah. It's when they push you too far, isn't it? Like
Right.
there's 2 types of revolution, yeah. Like it's labeled as positive and negative, but it's
Mm-hmm.
effectively just the speed and how are you going to do it. Pretty much, even looking at the Ukraine thing, there is several stages to like war or like revolution. Like
Yeah.
you can take it on, then it's kind of like how are you taking it? Then it's like, can you hold it? And then after that, you live with the legacy of both. Like, in what fashion did you take it, and in which fashion did you try and keep it? And now, you know, does it remain, or is that too much force for the dam? Is it going to break? So positive revolution would be like the flash revolution, like a
Mm-hmm.
Cuba style. And
Yeah.
then negative revolution is just like, we want to change the laws, but we're going to do it internally, inverted commas, the right way. Yeah, I don't
Right.
really believe in right and wrong, but it's like, how are you going to achieve your objective? And keeping those conditions before, how's that going to play out long term? Or is it just you're in a kind of fury hysteria and just fuck it? You know what's happened for France, you know, a little kid's been killed for a traffic stop. You know, how can that escalate in any way, you know, unless there's already tensions like bubbling, and then you see something like that and you just like snap. um and then the other one's like, nah, fuck this, I'm going to be a lawyer then, or I'm going to run for my local thing, or I'm going to support this person who feels the same, or I'm going to set up a talk group, or whatever people are up to. So there's just 2 different ways. Both are difficult, you know. Both
Right.
have big effort and toil, and they're trying to do the same thing. But like young people, you know, they're quite impulsive, right? So it's like, oh fuck this, then let's burn it down. When you're a bit older, it's like, well, they're just gonna build that fucking building up, or they're just gonna move headquarters, or they're just gonna put a big fence up or something. So we need to get like in the fence, and then we'll be able to put the perspectives around, or add transparency, or fight corruption, or the stuff the real people have done each hundreds of years. You know, it's a long like journey.
Yeah.
Each century basically is to fight, get the power back for the people, and they just gradually try and scrape it back. Or if something big happens on the other way, like it'd be like Corona for the government is like a flash revolution. It's like, holy shit, look how quickly we can flash take away people's rights or something, you know. So they're looking for excuses as well, as are we. And then when the balance like breaks, then it's you're gonna have the big energy. You're gonna have to sort something out. But as far
Understood.
as like BLM riots, I don't know. I don't. You know, you can't compare some people breaking into the like the Chanel shop to the international like movement saying, yeah, maybe we do need to fucking keep looking at racism, or maybe some shit affects all of us, or maybe some people didn't appreciate what some other people have either been through or going through right now. And if it's systemic shit, then yeah, that takes a lot of effort to change systemic, you know, and that's where the real nasty shit happens as well.
Mm.
I don't know. It was bigger than just like America, BLM, like as what it stood
Proper
for.
user nasty.
Hello,
You
Joe.
said a
Sorry,
whole
my
lot
bad.
of nothing,
I'm
bro.
sorry to call you out on that misuse of the word nasty.
What did I say? Nah.
Nasty, bro.
Oh shit. Right, right. Oh, how did I use it? I used it wrong. You can use
Yep.
it all kinds of ways, Joe. Do whatever you like with
Oh,
it.
all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm just busting your chops.
Right. Right. Well, it's 4th of July. You're kind of yanking my chain.
I'm yanking your chain. I'm busting your ball bearings or what's another one?
Cranking my yank. Or yanking my crank. What way around do you want it?
Yanking your crank. Same shit, right?
Hey, you
Yeah.
guys.
Hey.
Let
So
up.
if you find out somebody likes a thing that you're like super fandom about, right? Like so
Right.
you really like I don't know, Fallout, right? And you find out
Right.
some person likes Fallout. And
Yeah.
that is it weird for you to then go and show them all of your Fallout memorabilia? Is that weird?
Are
Not
we
really.
talking exactly about Fallout? Or
No,
like
I'm
Fallout?
talking I have an obsession with clowns, and I found out somebody else
Ah.
I know likes clowns. And
Oh,
so now
good.
every
Wow.
time that person comes around, I want to show them all my clown stuff.
Thought you were gonna
Holy
say like you got an
shit.
obsession with
That
lingerie or
sounds
something.
like a nightmare. I
How
Yeah.
much
hate,
do they like
My
clowns
I
though?
initial
hate clowns.
thought is like massive fear, right? But then imagine you didn't tell them now, but you tell them
Is
in
it
6 months'
weird?
time.
Is it
That's
weird
even
for me to show
scarier.
him my collection of
Yeah,
clown stuff?
that you're just
Yeah,
sitting chatting to them, sitting in your clown closet, man. And it's like, why
yeah,
didn't you fucking say you've got more than me? And it's like,
Jalissa
I
laugh,
need
Jalissa
one room
laugh.
or something.
right.
It's like, oh fuck no.
Is that
The way
weird?
the way you described it is that they like clowns and you have an obsession with clowns, so it might be a little weird.
Right, right.
I'm
Good
like, yeah, I
point.
like clowns. I like watching clowns sometimes, and you're like, look at my fucking room full of clown memorabilia.
You got an individual closet with a shrine to Krusty the Clown.
Right.
BRB, I'm gonna run off to the store real quick.
I think I'd find out immediately. Like, I don't really care about the clowns because that could be fine, right? But it's like, what else are you into? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, are you into
Creepy
balloon
toys.
animals
I
or like
like creepy
chainsaws?
toys.
You know?
I like all creepy toys and clowns.
You shouldn't say. You shouldn't call them that.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
You say
Wait,
action
wait
figures.
until they like creepy shit, and then
Say
you can
creepy,
say you like
creepy
creepy.
action figures.
Yeah. Otherwise, just say quirky for now until they drop the C bomb. Quirky's all right. That's
Or the
manageable.
D-bomb.
No, but they're creepy though. I like the creepy ones. I specifically find
All right,
the
you're
creepiest
saying it
ones.
loads now. That's 3 times one sentence. Okay, well, I guess it's best you attract the people that you like anyway. So just be yourself. Even magnify it a little bit so they can, see it a bit quicker. No
Oh,
point
that's fucked
wasting
up,
time.
man.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, bro.
There's one
I said,
Yeah,
thing
since
I
you're a little,
know.
I
Two
don't know.
things
My
you
best
seem to be
friend
a
hates
little,
clowns as well. He's
What were you
actually
you seem
saying?
to
mad
be
at
a bit
clowns.
quirky yourself. Just magnify it times two so that they'll be okay with it.
Right. Or like
What-
not, but it'll be quicker, you see. They'll fall for you quicker, or, you
Yeah,
know, call the police quicker, or whatever.
one or the other, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it'd be better to know within the first month, right? If they're either gonna stay or call the police.
Yeah. And you don't want them knowing too much personal shit about you if they're just going to call the police about this clown thing. So you might as well just tell them
That's like
straight away.
what are you gonna call the police? Oh, she's got a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, precisely. That's a quote. That would be my call. Yeah, guys, what's up? Yeah, it's me. It's me. Yeah, we got another one. Yeah, creepy as fuck. Creepy as fuck. Just to check, she's on the list already. Just to check, guys. All right, keep doing the do. Keep up the good work. Boom. Just like a community support kind of thing.
Ooh.
If anything happened, oh, there was a red fake nose left at the scene.
Oh, it's you again. Are you trying to win me over even though you're a racist? Because I hate you.
You really have summed me up too well. I thought you liked creepy shit.
No, now I don't want to talk to you. I didn't know who I was speaking to. I just
Oh,
popped in
Top
here
Hat
and
is not Pet is not racist. He don't even believe in that dynamic. Those are false categories.
okay.
Um, and I know he holds that for sure. Maybe you might get him mixed up with someone else, but Top Hat, I've never like the one time I only ever heard him use the phrase "the blacks" the one time, and I knew he was talking about an organization or a company or a group, and he was. He's never even uses.
Okay,
He
he might have been
literally
being satirical the one time when he told me directly that he was racist, but he could have been joking.
Top Hat, the
Well,
guy,
I
the
didn't
English guy.
actually. I said I would reply no comment, and you assumed that meant because I was racist. I didn't want to say, but that's okay.
Don't hold those
But
things
I
as
am not
factual.
racist. That's for sure.
Talking about
Yeah,
That's
I
the
humanitarian aid.
fucking least of my worries.
It's the
Anything like
thing.
that. Yeah.
It's frustrating. Can I just say that the fact that like, and this is not just this topic. It's across so many lines when we discuss these issues, especially when we try to um, address issues that are referencing the relationship between people of color, uh, i.e., descendants of
The
slaves, but
only
not
reason
just
I'm
them.
so
Hold on,
fierce about it.
please,
Let
Oh,
her
go ahead.
finish.
please. Like it's so frustrating because no matter what the topic, people they do not even acknowledge the what you are saying, though things are so clear. It's just weird. It's like when you talk to religious people about the many atrocities that we have documented in history, and it's like they obfuscate, like they can't see what you're saying, no matter how you explain it, no matter how many times you put it forth, and they will make it seem as if you are the one pushing something that is untrue or that you have a chip. That is not what is happening. This is a problem. People tend to avoid the things that make them uncomfortable. I know. You want to know how I know? Because I remember when I was having a hard time, and I told someone that that I had a son that was dead, and you know what they did? They said something that wasn't even related to the subject because a lot of people, it's hard for them to talk about these certain topics because honestly, these things are issues that bother them too because they don't adhere to certain philosophies and schools of thought and perspectives, and they don't cast that type of judgment or have that frame of thinking. When you say something about certain issues, it is directly in opposition of their sense of humanity. And I understand that, and I try to have patience and grace and understanding about that. But when I tell you, when people would not even acknowledge the dynamic, the perspective, and even that there is like a disproportion here in some form of fashion, right? It feels like gaslighting all the
That's
time,
what I was just gonna say.
So the
all
only
the time. Let
can
me
I
finish.
interject?
It feels like it's like even though I know that like people are actually good people, and I know the reason why they react in this manner, and it speaks to their character and their heart, and I know this based on their reaction. It still is hurtful, and it is a very hard thing to walk around every day in this society in which we live and not internalize and know that people are, are just that people. They are not perfect, just as I'm not perfect, and I'm always fucking up, and I got a bunch of biases, right?
You're perfect.
It's
I'm perfect.
You're
nowhere
pretty
near.
perfect,
But
NTB.
Okay, but I got
Let
you.
her
it's hard
finish.
not to
Let her
internalize.
finish.
It's hard not to internalize. It's hard. Let
So
me say this: I don't subscribe to hate.
the only reason I'm so sensitive about that topic all the time, and I will jump down people's throats, is because I had a very best friend, and her name was Corinne, and she got cyberbullied so hard on the internet, and people were just throwing the N-word at her that she literally tried to commit suicide. And then she just stopped coming on Discord, and I'm like was scared for her actual life. And she was my best friend, and so like I got really I get kind of sensitive about that topic only because I literally lost a friend to just internet racism.
Real
So I
people
don't
on
deal
the
with
end.
it.
Real people on the other end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is disgusting. And the amount, even if it's little, it's like fucking relentless. Even hearing it just in the crowd, never mind if someone's trying to be personal, each time like prod to someone personally as well with connotation is ugly to hear, and it's
It
every
really
fucking
tests you.
day.
Really tests you, and it never stops
Obviously we
testing you.
are in the shit show, we are
But
in toxic
I'm never
politics,
gonna argue with a black woman
but
about whether or not somebody's racist. I'm never gonna do that. So NTB, if I ever come in here and be like, he's racist, you could just say no, and I'll just believe you.
And see, here's also another thing I can't stand
we still on this.
so much is when people want to constantly protest against BLM. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Sometimes it's gonna be hard for people to accept certain things. But just
Yeah.
saying, Black Lives Matter. Is it offending you? Is it hurting you? Does it make people's skin burn? Anybody who's against that, I just can't stand that. Oh well, I don't support Black Lives Matter. Why not? Why?
I
You
miss
know,
my
Why?
Toby
Corinne.
Pyrex,
I miss
I can
Corinne.
understand. I can understand the perspective people have because I know that a lot of times narratives are pushed, and I know the dynamics of our society and certain tropes or stereotypes that are necessarily true to everybody, and everybody knows it. Though most time we don't think about how we know it, but this is normalcy, right? But it literally has made me cry on several occasions that people cannot acknowledge suffering, no matter who. Let me say this: if I meet someone black and they're being racist, I'ma call them. If I meet somebody white and they being racist, I'ma call them. If I meet a green motherfucker and he say some dry shit about a false category, I'm calling it. Because there's no such thing as reverse racism. There's no such thing as reverse hate or any of that stupid shit. There is only hate, there's only racism, there's only discrimination. It doesn't matter who it comes from, and everybody is capable of it. And we are all humans, i.e., one race, many different shades. And you're all beautiful, by the way. Don't let nobody tell you you're different. They're a fucking lie, right? And there are so many things about you, these differences that make you so unique that it enriches us to know them. Wabi sabi, that's what we are, gold in the scars. So I don't understand why people cannot see this, and it is hurtful.
Can I share a
I'm a,
thought with Iris?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Uh,
afraid.
to answer your question about the Black Lives Matter thing, I think it's to put nuance into it. Black Lives Matter is a slogan. And it's a classic piece of agitprop, right? Which is a slogan that is designed to
The
provoke.
question was rhetorical.
Right. So it's designed to provoke a thought in the public, and it's a very effective piece of agitprop because it's not necessarily pointing fingers. It's an affirmative slogan. And sorry to get all nerdy about this,
No,
but
it's good. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
you have negative slogans, down with this or whatever, but then you have a
Yeah.
positive slogan, which is basically pretty hard to deny. Do Black Lives Matter? Well, yeah, of course they do. But right, and it's provocative. But the key is
It's
what
actually
happened.
secret Antifa super soldiers looting and pillaging.
Well, the key is there is a organization that was established, a nonprofit organization, where they took the name of this slogan, Black Lives Matter, and they created an organization that basically took this title, and I would say co-opted the slogan, and it gave some people an impression that these people were the official representative of a movement that is a decentralized movement. So it doesn't even fit that these guys would be the spokesman of an organic grassroots movement. But
And
Nobody's
if
nobody's.
and if I
Well,
may
one sec.
interject,
I have to say
or
something.
not interject,
I have to say something. Nobody's
say one.
protesting. Nobody's
well,
protesting Sean King.
I'm almost done. So what I'm saying is if I were to create a 401c3 or whatever nonprofit organization and I were to name it the Civil Rights Movement, and I would say we are the Civil Rights Movement, and then all of a sudden, and I were to say purchase a piece of property that it was a luxury property worth a lot of value, and I were to live at it like a televangelist or something like that, then people would say, well, maybe you're not associated with the movement, just like a televangelist doesn't necessarily represent Jesus, but he has the church of Jesus, right?
When
And all.
but you're not engaging with the. You're
I'm
not
almost done.
engaging with the reality.
You
If someone's protesting the
I'm
individuals
Let
giving
him
being
you
finish.
this question, if you can let me finish. So what happens is these people get this banner or this flag. That people get confused and they think that this institution is now somehow speaking for the entire movement. And this is a sad thing because when a religious leader fucks up or a civil rights leader has some skeletons
sorry,
in
I
their
fail to see how this isn't both sides. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
well, well, I think it does go both ways.
Yeah, fuck off. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're so fucking stupid.
Wait a minute. Why are you
Jesus
gotta be
Christ. God, I hate your voice. I hate your argument.
oh get out of my room then.
That's rude.
God,
I will. I will. Goodbye.
leave. Thank you.
That's
So yeah,
unfortunate.
Kyrex, I don't know if that informs your question at all, but yeah, that's my take on it. Is people conflate individuals who we're all flawed. You know how white supremacists like to say Martin Luther King was an adulterer, blah blah blah. Therefore,
True.
civil rights is invalid,
Mm.
and it's like, yeah, whatever, fuck off. It's the same old shit. Thanks, guys.
So they're
I think there are
basically
better
just
arguments
conflating
than his character.
individuals' mistakes with an act with the people as a whole, if that makes sense. Wait, Rex. It what you said did make sense.
He is saying
Is this
that
a gap? If
people are conflating the actions of individuals who may believe in the movement but are not actually a part of the organization, and that the organization had no may not have any um like um have any nothing to do with whatever the actions these people take or their motives or the promotion of those actions. It is nowhere in their rhetoric, and they did not encourage or promote such things, right? Yet people will look at the actions of individuals and conflate that with the actions of an organization, which we see no evidence of and have not. Um, I ain't seen none offered necessarily in a succinct way that
and
gets worse.
one thing I had
I
in my
just
mind, it's kind of an
They don't know how to
offshoot. It's like
separate
I
the art
find it a
from the
bit
artist, is what
suspicious,
you're saying.
if I may.
please
So if I
go ahead, sir.
so kind of a side point, I find it a bit suspicious if you have a movement, I guess like any movement that has a name before we even know anything about their beliefs or their actions, but that they have a
No,
name
but
that is a pretty morally charged, like Black Lives
no,
Matter. It could be
no,
something like Black Advocate Group, but no, it's like Black
no.
Lives Matter, like they matter. Okay, it's like a very moralizing title. I guess that could be like a sign that they're kind of um, insidious.
Not, not really, because they didn't have any problem yelling "Blue Lives Matter," did they? No one talked about how that excluded everyone else that wasn't an officer. And then they start saying, well, don't all lives matter? Well, I've seen nowhere where they have this denied this. It's just that they were focusing on the black ones. And here's the thing, the name that they made, they had many reasons, and we can see a lot of the motivation that they could have had, even just looking within the history of this country and laws that even as soon as 2021 they had laws that they had to overturn because they found that they were targeting people of color and trying to um, like in some way impede their right to vote. Like this is stuff that is still happening. How long ago do y'all think the civil rights movement and slavery was? Why do people act like it was 1,000 years? It wasn't. When they chose Black Lives Matter, they knew that no one felt that way. And they knew that that is exactly what needed to be said, because as much as people will just have a placid agreement, right? Because not too controversial and all that. The truth is, nobody cares
Be right
about
back.
us. I hate to say
I would
that, but
object to
I'm
that.
starting to
Yeah, that's
really
not a factual
believe
statement.
that. And it's felt like that my whole life. And every time I drag myself out of that hole of despair and I turn away from the darkness in which it feels that I'm staring into, once again, I am proven right in that manner, and it's horrible feeling.
You know, I
Horrible
have to
feeling.
object to that because the PLM is like a lot of systemic backing to that. Or are you just saying like the people of the country don't care?
I'm saying people do not care about black people generally as a general observation all over the world.
How do they not care? They don't care about their struggles?
Because no, they don't. I
They don't
hate to
seem
say
to
that. I
value it
hate.
as much.
I hate. Let me say this. Can I caveat with this? Um, I know logic, reason, and fact, right? But this is wholly how I feel. So I could be absolutely and utterly wrong, right? And I admit that I am probably utterly wrong, but I am being honest in how it feels. That's so you
That's
know where
cool,
I'm
but you know,
standing. This is how it feels. This is how it feels every time I look at it. This is how it feels all the time. All the time.
that's cool,
All
but you
the
know, at the
time.
end of the day, feelings are feelings.
What you say?
That's cool, you know, talking about your feelings. It's not against the law, but at the end of the day,
Feelings.
feelings is just feelings.
My feelings is
And as far
based
as
on
I can tell,
evidence
I
and what I
know I'm a
see.
white person, so I suppose I could have some white privilege. But in America, and
Oh,
even in a small country like mine,
Sir.
something like Black Lives Matter gets a lot of attention. Like when fucking sorry for the swear word, when who was that guy?
You're okay. You're okay.
Who was that black guy who was killed by the cop
George
who was
Floyd.
kneeling on his neck?
The
George Floyd,
very
yeah.
man that they
When
make
he
fun and
was
say he
killed,
deserved it, right?
I'm not saying he deserved it, but when
He
he
I don't
was
deserved
think
it.
you
killed
said
by the
that.
cop, when he was killed by that cop, even people in my country and other European countries who were far away from America were
Hmm.
protesting in his name.
You're
So I would
not
say a lot
wrong,
of
sir.
people at least show that they care.
You're not
Unless you're
wrong,
like me,
sir.
that they don't genuinely care. They're just like virtue signaling. And guess what? I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot of things, but if you would say that people don't genuinely care, then I guess I can agree because a lot of people are practically just virtue signaling, especially people on the political left. They're kind of known
What
for
is
like virtue signaling.
what is the difference between people caring and people genuinely caring? Is there an innate difference in me saying they don't care and you saying they don't genuinely care? And what you said is
No,
correct.
I asked
The
if you think that.
the difference, no, we saying the same thing. People no, they don't. And I'm gonna put it like this, sir. Can I just say this? I don't think that you are someone who would hold these type of ideas just based on our discourse thus far. That's from what the discourse I've had with you thus far is very little, right? I would not cast that aspersion on your character, and I don't even see you as a white man. I just see you as a person. I hear a voice. I think
Hmm.
those are false categories. I actually know those are, but people do not adhere to that philosophy and they actually fight against it because if it's not uh correct, then that means maybe they are not I don't know, uh, as important or have a status or I don't know what the cope is because we know that these are monikers. And you are correct. One thing Black Lives Matter did do, which no one ever likes to mention, is they got the attention of the world and caused there to be uh, a actual committee put together by the UN that and they said that the way that the treatment of people, the African Americans in America was horrible and that it seems that they are in danger and we see this through numbers, right? And they actually sent people here to study the racism, yet I still see no change in these ideals and I still see the same perspective. And I don't know what is it going to take for people to just look at the facts and acknowledge right from wrong and know that it has this, like what others do has no implications on you. I don't give a fuck if y'all got the same skin color from the same town. Another person's actions are not yours in history or in these current times. That is too heavy a burden to carry. And if I wish people would stop carrying that, put that shit down so that we can all be honest because it is so hurtful when people refuse to acknowledge that which we all know, see, and observe. It's hurtful. It's gaslighting. Why? I get it. I get it. These types of things are horrible to you. They are just like they insult most people's very sense of good nature because it is against in direct opposition as their spirit as a human being. And people who don't adhere to these things, it is very hard for them to actually engage with the topic. And that to me is very much a sign I have learned to look and see, acknowledge when I see it. When people cannot see or cannot like even acknowledge the bias or affirm it, a lot of the times it's because it's hard for them to affirm something that is so in their view wrong, so wrong. That lets me know that these people are actually people and they have a heart and that they don't hold these ideas because it's too hard of a conversation and of something that someone has to settle with. I have to settle with these things every day. And if I didn't, then I would have already um, been fooled by the bullshit perspective that has been set up and actually believe the lies that there is an inherent difference between me and you besides the things like culture and experience. uh, Skin and race is dumb and skin tone is arbitrary. It means nothing, and it is not a factor in my opinion that divides people, but it is. I'm telling you, like I don't. What will it take?
Are you guys killing her? You better stop killing her. NTB, where
Not
are
doing
you? Which
nothing.
one?
They're being wonderful. This man
Okay.
being wonderful, but I'm just, I, I, I don't know how else to say it. Like I don't know if I'm begging for a motherfucker to be honest. You know what I'm saying? You still can't get it. It's things
You
like
ever
this that I
you
A
have
ever
cried
comment,
about
if I
on
may.
you
multiple occasions because they they rather turn their head because that's easier. I.e., they don't want to give it the attention and care it deserves.
shit.
It doesn't matter who it is. We all should be saying fucking no, right? Why
You ever
why we
you ever
Yeah,
seeing
if I may
NTB, are you the little
disproportionate
green
yeah.
frog?
reaction?
Are you the green frog, NTB?
No, ma'am. I'm next to the green frog. Hey, Boris.
Oh, okay.
Boris.
You're all right.
Wonderful to see you, Boris. I love Boris.
Noble.
y-
You're noble.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh,
You
all
ever
right.
look
All
at
right.
like that the way you think and think that it's like actually analyze what you're saying? Because
Yes, I do.
like I don't understand how you can say that black people are treated any other type of
I
way.
don't know if you
Like
can, but
like black people don't really get killed by the police like that. Black people have
Don't
so
say
many
that. Don't say
You
that.
black
look at the
people have
numbers,
Do
so
sir.
not say
if you
that.
look at the
I don't think
Hold
numbers,
she
on,
was
Haas.
black
Let him
claiming
people
that.
finish.
Just to
Let him
interject.
no,
finish.
Sorry.
she said that black people are being killed. That's what she said. They're
We are.
not.
We
I
all
did not
are.
hear that.
Yeah,
We
she did
all
say that.
are. I didn't say
They're
that. I said they were protesting police brutality. But it is very true that policemen are killing black people at a disproportionate rate, but they are
that's
killing
not true.
everybody.
That's
Do
not
y'all
true.
understand that? Look at the numbers per capita.
If
Look
you
at the
look at the
percentages.
numbers per
It is
capita, but
very true.
no,
It
you
is
can't
happening
look
to
at the
everyone
you
just
cannot look at the
at a
numbers per
disproportionate
capita.
rate.
You have to
Everybody
look
is
at the numbers
suffering. Don't you understand? You would
when it
not look at
comes
the
to
numbers per capita when we're only 13% of the
okay,
population,
okay,
sir.
okay. I
That
understand,
Iceman,
makes no
Heat
but
Boy, do you
sense.
l-
even know what you
I
talking
under
about right
That
now,
makes no
little
okay,
sense.
dude?
stop.
Do
Okay,
you
I
have
haven't
to
even
be in
been
Okay,
able
fear
to
okay,
every
say
calm
time?
down,
anything.
calm
Like
down, calm
really, I
down.
No,
haven't
So
don't
even
tell
been
me
able
to
Iceman,
to say
calm
anything.
down. Do you
uh,
have to be in fear
Like
whenever you get pulled
oh
over?
my God. No, I
wait,
don't.
what?
I'm
All
black,
right,
nigga. What are you
then
talking about?
are you in?
Like
So
if you look at
Do
the
you have to
numbers, right?
worry about?
Yeah,
Oh
look
my
at the
God.
numbers. Pull them
If
up.
you look at the numbers, you cannot just say population. You have to go with the crime statistics. Are black people being
That's what we're looking at. That's what we're
disproportionately
talking
killed?
about.
Okay, no. You can't go by
Oh
population.
my
You have to
God.
go by
what I
the
wanted to
population
tell
of the crime
Iceman, if I
rates.
could,
Yes.
you have to
Go ahead.
look at the per capita because the black and white population is not equally the same. So you have to look at the per
No,
capita.
no,
Can you
no.
tell
That's
us
not what
why
I'm
not?
saying. That's not what I'm
Oh,
saying. I'm
sorry.
saying
What were you saying?
you
So
cannot
please go.
just look at per capita, right? You have to
Okay,
look at per capita plus the crime rates. Black people are
true.
more likely to commit violent crime, and
Why is that?
proportion to that violent crime, they are killed within like a good proportion. It's not
What?
overrepresented.
No, no, no,
It's
no,
like
no.
under. It's actually underrepresented.
No, it is not.
It
No, it is not.
is
And
like
what we see,
statistically, it is.
Iceman, I have looked at the data, and what we see
Iceman is
that
very
a
right. We
lot
have
of
to.
crimes, a lot of crimes are committed in a damn near proportional amount. Yet we see that there are more arrests and more time given for subjects who tend to be black. I am someone who has personally experienced the
But
police brutality and shit. You
I
trying
have
to
as
tell me
well. I have as
It's not
well.
true
I
what
have.
anymore.
happened to
Wait,
you?
But
hold on.
Tell me what
huh?
happened to you. What did they do? What happened to you?
I
Tell me.
had the guns pulled on me by police when I was going into my
Then
own
what?
fucking house.
Why?
Why? Because
Yeah,
I was going
personal
into my own house.
experience.
Yeah.
But
Personal
that doesn't
experience
fucking
is
matter.
Why?
just, if I may interject,
No, I know
personal
it's
experience
subjective.
is
The
just
point is, it's
a
real.
glorified anecdote. It's not an argument.
No,
Bullshit.
You
It
can
is
bring
I,
it
definitely
up.
Fucking
an
I mean,
matter.
Hold
if
on,
I
hold
may
on.
say,
Wait a
you can
minute.
bring it
Wait
up,
a
but it's
minute.
not an argument. It's not really
Let
valid.
me
if
tell
I
you
make
why. Let me tell you why I brought
It
it
is
up.
an argument.
Because he is
You can fight
saying
anecdotes
that
with
this shit.
anecdotes.
Can I say this? Damn.
Yes.
Exactly.
He is saying that this shit ain't happening. But I'm sitting over here with a scar on my forehead and a traumatic brain injury, looking at him like, what the fuck you talking about? So if it's happened to me, I know it's happened. If nothing else, it disproved him by one. And then he
I think
admitted it happened to him.
I
I'm
So
not
think
when
saying it
you
doesn't
try, and I'm
happen.
not saying, wait, I'm not saying personal experience goes for everyone objectively. What I'm saying is the fact that I have a personal experience and that there are many other people who do, that is proof in the fucking pudding. What is he
All right,
denying?
look at that. Here's proof in the
Fuck.
pudding for you. If you look at the flip flop in San Francisco and Los Angeles, you look at how they, and when these types of politics pass, when you're like, okay, well, let's reverse the police brutality that's disproportionately skewed against black people, and let's just fucking let people out of jail for violent crimes,
How does
robberies.
that sound
The
like a
next day
cogent
later,
solution?
no, but that's what they're doing. And when that
How
happens,
does
you
that
have
sound
things like my
succinct?
anecdotal experience where
How does
this
that
dude
sound
that I
succinct
shook
to
hands
you?
with the day he got shot 15 times outside of my apartment complex, the same guy that fucking murdered him was let out due to lack of evidence. And then he comes and he shot up my apartment. Like,
Let me
that's the
ask you
type
a
of shit that
question.
happens on the flip
Let
flop,
me
is
ask
you
you a
have gang
question.
members being released the
What?
next day later on
What
some
the
borderline
fuck?
affirmative action
What
shit.
the fuck does this have on the implication of the disparity and how they, and we know this is in history, have not even confirmed or had any evidence and locked so many people up, people that have been exonerated after over
Fuck
20, 30
history,
years, and
okay?
they give
People
them
who
a
are born three
million dollars.
generations later
And
don't
why?
have anything
Why
to
are
say
you
with what
think
happened
about
before them.
this? Why are you angry at people when you're talking about a decision that the system made that you know and I know don't even make sense? Why do you think they did that? Were they trying to help race relations and maybe mediate some of the pressure, or were they trying to stir some shit up and prove that this group of people is dangerous, right? So that they can go ahead and do
Excuse
what the
me.
fuck they've been doing. What was the fucking
Excuse
motive in
me.
doing that dumbass shit? Yes,
How
sir.
I agree
Please,
with you
how
yes,
does
sir.
actually, because I can't see
Yes, sir.
another logical reason
how
why
does
that would happen.
so so how does this
How dare you? Like,
exact? So what did any of that exactly have to do with white guilt and humanitarian aid? Because
The
because
humanitarian
you
topic's
aid
have
over.
been here
The
and you
Yeah,
channel's
will
that's
decided to
know.
change.
that's
not just
over.
for one group or class of people. All right, racism is like classism. Okay, it's used to oppress people. Okay, and it oppresses you by keeping you in a victim mentality.
Oh
So
shit.
why are you trying to make the point of this to make us all feel bad for one group of people? But equally, we're all terrible people,
Who the hell
and we can
did that?
all at least
Who's
agree on
doing that?
that.
Who's doing that?
Like,
What
I'm
was the
sorry,
same
Who,
energy
but
with
this
the
is
who's
other?
doing
humanitarian
that?
aid. This is equally for everyone. And now this
At them.
is
Who's doing
so
it? Who's
no.
doing it?
This
Point
is
at them.
terrible. This is shame
why
on
do you,
you.
Show me who's doing
old
it.
boy Woody? You just can't come to a room and
Dumb
derail it.
shit. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
Like
dumb.
guilt. What white
We're
people
not
have
doing
all the
this.
money, right?
We're not doing this. You guys are gonna let NTB finish. What were you saying, NTB?
No, I really don't. I think I've said what needs to be said, and if people cannot acknowledge what has been said, honestly, then I don't know what else to fucking say.
No, it's not the fact that they're not acknowledging it. It's the fact that you guys aren't accepting it because y'all are too afraid to admit to the
Well,
fact
you
that
know,
racism still
well,
happens
you
in
know
America.
what? Let me retract. Let me retract because I'm casting an aspersion, and so are you.
You
We're
know,
making a hasty generalization on
I'll
people's
be
race.
honest. Black people
I
shouldn't be talking
apologize.
about this
They might not be
subject.
being
This is a white
dishonest. They might
subject.
don't understand.
This is a white subject. So black people, you shouldn't be talking right now. You just need to listen to what's.
Hold on, who the heck you think? Who do you think you
Yeah,
are?
I think we should have equal representation.
But this is a white subject. This isn't equal representation because black people don't feel guilt for any of the crimes they do.
What?
Actually, yes, we do.
I mean, sorry, we
As of a matter
understand
of
that.
fact,
What?
you
But all
say
of
that
you,
we commit
Fuck.
more
No, hold
crimes,
on.
but
Fuck
no,
you.
no. Hold on, wait.
Eat a dick.
I'm gonna pull out some real
I
evidence.
don't care. He
They
gone
say,
anyway. He can eat a dick. I don't care. Fuck him. He full of shit. That was a lie, Kyrus. That was bait. That's what that was. That was
oh,
bait.
can I still say the statistics or no?
he's
Send them
killing.
to me. You got a reputable website. You got a site dot
Yep,
org dot gov.
FBI.gov. It says right here.
Send it to me.
Um,
I'll post it right here. Everybody can look too.
okay. 4.7 million Caucasian people committed crimes and got arrested in the United States, while only 1.8 million black people ended up getting committed for crimes. So we don't commit more crime. Don't I just want to get that clear.
Curix. I have to say one thing, and it's called per capita. There's more white people than black people in America, so they are overrepresented when control for population.
You quoting
If
percentage
if
of the
there if there were an
population?
equal amount of black people and white people, then yeah, black people would be doing more crime in absolute numbers, and they are doing
He,
that when you control for population size right now.
well,
So
Exactly.
he might be talking percentages of population. We have to see.
Right here.
Talking percentages of population, Kyrix, or are you talking about overall?
I'm just talking about this is just what
Why
it says overall.
Why do people
I
not
think
understand that anytime there's an
yeah,
area where
they don't.
poverty is, crime rate goes up no matter what the demographic? That's another
That's
question.
a true statement.
What the
But
fuck are y'all like?
I
That's
Look
believe
at
another
a
thing
trailer
that people
park
gotta
uh,
look
versus the
at.
hood. It's the same shit.
Obfuscate.
but I
Nobody else
believe
talk.
a
I'm too
white
triggered apparently.
a poor
I don't know.
white person. Sorry.
But you see, we have bro, Noble. Like you disagree, but you agree on the same shit. Sometimes we go back and
Well,
forth. That's why
no,
you
you
and I.
don't. You're not. People not acknowledging the nuance. I
That's
know
the
the truth.
crazy part.
There is nuance that people want to act like. Well, I don't know why it's like that. Like they just did it because that's what they wanted to do. That's not true.
You gave up.
And
Like
point
we,
out these things.
I
Yes,
was trying
there
to. We
needs
were
to be
trying to talk about
what
this, and you just like gave up
I
on
am.
me.
I'm not
she
giving
didn't
up.
give
I'm
up.
tired. How long have I been trying to
Ridiculous.
argue just to for people to acknowledge a perspective that still has not been acknowledged? What more do the fuck do you want from me? Am I a miracle worker? Am I supposed to
Was
be a
like we'll
great
agree
black
on
hope?
this. Like you just said that
I'm not
economic issues,
arguing
the
nothing.
crime happens more in areas where there's poverty, and
I
then
know.
you will turn around and try to turn this into a black issue instead of a low income issue.
What?
Like it's
I'm
Mr.
the
crazy.
one that
JT,
brought up income. What the fuck?
You just did. You
Bruh.
just by
Oh my
virtue of saying
god.
why
This
does this
holy
is
shit.
always happen? But see,
bullshit.
this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Why
Well, if
can't
I
people
Bro,
just
I'm
sit
not.
down
Hold
and
on.
admit?
Let me speak for myself. I'm not
Mhm.
trying to encourage dissent. It just like truth is true. Facts are facts. What the fuck? You know what? That's why I said let me be quiet because maybe I noticed that when I talk, there's always opposition. When other motherfuckers say it, all of a sudden it makes sense to sync. I understand that it happens in every dynamic. So maybe someone else is better fit to um parse out exactly what is being said here and
I'm gonna give a
understood. I don't
I want
know.
to
I
give a
could
hot
not
take
be
on this.
here's the thing. I tend not to be altogether effective communicator is from what I've gathered.
It's not
I need
you. It's
I have
not you.
many
Here's the
things to
issue.
work
I'll
on.
tell you the
Part of
issue.
it is.
This is
Right.
the issue. This is my hot take. This is the
Part of
same
it
problem why
is.
everybody's going crazy during Pride Month over this LGBTQ shit. People, when you try to make others out of people, they're gonna turn into others. Okay. When you
What are
find
you
a
talking
common
about?
thread, nah, because
Have you heard nothing
you're
I've
trying to
said?
turn this whole thing that affects everybody
What?
into a race issue. That's why
You
people disagree with
serious?
you, and you think that everybody's against
Okay,
you all
well
the
you know
time.
what?
We could
I
all
will
be
hold what
allies here, but no, you want to make it into no. This is a black people
what would
problem.
make you think I would not want to be an ally? I know I said this is an all people problem. We're just looking at the disproportion in the statistics. It's happening to everybody. It's
No,
not
it's an
special.
everybody problem, but it affects you more.
I tell you what.
Got
I
it.
tell you what. I tell you what. How about I I
I
ain't
don't
even
think that's
finna fight what you say.
contradictory, Mister
If you
JT.
say, hold on, can I speak? I'm just trying to respond to what he says. If you say that you feel as if I am trying to create a divide, I'm not gonna argue with you, sir. I will work on that, and I will try better to be more inclusive and be more and come together, be more cooperative with each other. Okay. I apologize if that's the effect I'm having. I'm gonna be quiet so that I can listen and maybe I can understand better what the
I don't
mistake
even
is
want
that
you to
I'm
be
making
quiet.
or the
I
divide that
value
I'm
your
creating.
input. I
I
value
don't
your
think you're
input.
telling me to, but anything I say, apparently, I am steadily doing this. So if I am doing this, maybe I'm
No,
tripping.
you did
I'm
make a
okay with
turn.
doing a
You
self check.
100% made a turn at
JT,
some point in this
it's
conversation.
okay. I'm okay with doing a self check and
Can
taking
you
time
leave my
to
friend alone?
think
You
on the
don't need to
dynamic
self
in
check.
which maybe I'm putting forth. I don't take offense to that. Let me be quiet, gather my thoughts, and maybe listen to someone else who might not be as emotional or triggered or as pumped up as I am. Let me do a self check
I'm pumped
because
up too.
Hold on,
I
wait a
can
minute.
listen more
that's what I'm
too. It's not
saying.
about you.
Let
I'm just
me.
saying.
You're
Mr.
not listening.
JT.
I'm just trying to catch a breath and
What's
then
up?
um do a self check on maybe the perspective that I'm putting forth and the implications thereof. What is wrong with me evaluating my own behavior and or position in the
You're
way
right.
that I am expressing it?
I'm
Because
gonna
I'm
be quiet too.
actually taking what you're saying seriously, and
Me too.
I don't have a problem with looking at that. And if that's what I'm doing, then it's not what I'm trying to do. So let me take a look at that. Yes. Anybody else? Can speak.
Yes, I would like to say something real quick. I'm just overall confused. So, Mr. JT, you said that
Ah,
you said that she made this into a black issue, right? And when it was initially a class issue, correct?
Yeah, basically, it's been going back a while. You've been here a while too, but not the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. So
Who the hell muted Bitcoin?
I'm a. I like to hear
I
your
knew
perspective.
him.
Never mind. Never mind. I give up.
No, don't give up. That guy's a fucking troll. That guy's a fucking troll. Keep going. He's muted. He's gone.
Okay. Um, I don't want to argue. I'm just gonna calm down. So, what is your perspective on this argument? What are you trying to say?
Right. So I missed about the past like 15 minutes because I went to the store, but we had been chatting for a while on this. I got there's been a couple of things that upset me because like I think again, I don't think like I definitely started this whole debacle. I'm not gonna recite the hit. I don't want to. I already brought it up a couple times like how this all started, but my issue with it being an economic versus a race issue, like that's a deeply held issue for me. Um, because I've been perceived, I've dealt with a significant degree of racism in my life on the flip side. I'm a white dude, blah blah blah, but I've had people like when I say I've dealt with racism, maybe it's not this there is nuance here. And when I talk about racism, I talk about how we when we want to when we're trying to address a real issue that concerns race, when we want to address a real issue that maybe talk about police brutality, let's talk about like college education, whatever it might be, and then we point the finger at regular like somebody might be. I think we're more powerful together, and this is not to be cliche, but like some MLK shit. Like we're more powerful together. Like if we were to all be a little bit more on the same page on this and unite against the fact that something that touched. Here's what brought this up for me. When I started spewing my mouth was when Noble was saying that just a minute ago let me recollect my thoughts. When Noble was saying that this is an economic issue and that poverty breeds criminal activity, basically, and more or less in a sense, right? Noble, you were kind of saying that like poverty is more, or sorry, criminal. You're more likely to see higher crime rates in areas that are poor, more impoverished. That was the gist of it, and
If
that
poverty
was
breeds criminal activity,
what I'm
then
hold on,
does
hold on, hold on.
being
What I'm
rich
coming back
breed
to,
humanitarian
bro.
aid?
Hold on. The humanitarian aid, I don't know why that's still on the topic like staple, but that's been over. The guy who started that left and we ended that convo. It's not a thing anymore. They just need to take it off.
Oh, so
But
you want to talk
anyway,
about stupid
the
stuff?
the reason why I brought this up is Noble and I agree on a lot of things. And one of those things is that low income areas will breed higher crime rates. And
But
that is something that is objectively true that has nothing to do with race. Whether you're talking about some trailer trash
it
ass
does though.
neighborhood, you're talking about, I mean, it
Can I
can
add
and it
on
can't.
to it? Can
All
I
right,
add on
fair
to what
enough.
you
Fair
said real
enough.
quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if you understand, and I'm getting statistics on it right now, but many African American people have been put in lower class situations. Therefore, economic issues and race issues kind of intermingle, if
They
that
do.
makes sense.
They
Actually
do.
stop
No, that makes
people
perfect
from like
sense to me.
getting
I
credit
do
and
get
all
that.
that.
I do
Yeah,
get that.
but
That's
if
why I
That's
brought
the
not
it
what
up.
I'm
white
saying on the
person is a
whole.
doctor, they're going to be
Hold up.
earning hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I
Please
just
tell me
want to
what.
say I'm not speaking on this like let's take it, let's break it up into the micro first. I
Okay.
get that on the whole you might have a larger proportion of minorities that end up in low income situations, which thereby end up in higher
Well, here's
crime
the
rate
thing. You know, white
situations.
people are not the richest ethnic group.
Oh
Can
my
Indians,
god.
Chinese, and
I
Jews
contribute
are
to
the
that
Chill,
richest.
bro.
Hold,
We're getting
Indians,
ahead of
Would it be
ourselves,
money.
dog. I'm
hold
just
up.
trying
Hold
to
up.
keep it. I'm
alright if
just
I
trying to keep it
contribute
on the
to all that?
minutia. Let's keep in the absolute minutia. Let's
JT.
not talk about the overall. We'll get there. We can talk about the overall statistics, but when you're looking at just through a microscope and you're looking at just any group of people, whether they be white, Mexican, black, whatever, grouped together in a low income area, there's going to be a higher proportion of crime in those areas. No. Okay, so I
Why
kind of
is
see what
it
you're
then?
getting at, Kyreeks,
Why
as
is it?
well.
Why is
I
it
get what
then when
Kyreeks is
and
getting
the
at as well because like what there's 2 points. I think that we both I get his point as well is because there's if you have more black people or more Mexican people being that end up being in these low income uh, communities, then you're going to have a higher crime rate statistics within those groups. And is that a racial thing or is that an economic thing? The point that I'm trying to agree with Noble on is that it's an economic thing, but I can see how minorities can have a greater chance
bro?
of being
It's
lumped into that low income bracket and thus that higher crime statistic bracket.
this
If
I'm
I
just
doesn't
if I
make
saying that
may
our
this doesn't
mutual
make
interject,
sense.
enemy.
Let me say one thing because during the America's economic lows, the crime rate dropped. So more people were impoverished, but the crime rate dropped. So how can you then say poverty creates crime when clearly it does not? It's not just poverty.
What time did this happen? Because if it was happening
During
during
the
like
Great
when like
Recession,
racism was being ended. Oh, hold on. So I mean, it's like
actually,
black
we could
people really wanted
direct. If
those
sorry,
things.
who's
Like
talking?
black people were really passionate about education and all that, especially when they're freshly getting their rights and all that. So I mean, I kind of can see how crime can go down if black people started getting their rights and shit. If it was in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, like if it was that type of time. But
it's not the 60s and 70s. In
What
2010,
Ikuzi just said?
yeah,
in
Iceman,
2010,
how
the
I
What
unemployment
sorry.
I
rate in 2010, the unemployment rate doubled and violent crime reached a 40-year low.
How I
but that's what
personally
I'm
would have
saying though.
challenged
Black
this
people,
idea is that if
Hispanic
there,
people,
sorry,
and other it's a I'm just going to go real quick.
right.
Black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, and other minorities have been put in horrible financial situations, right? And a lot
Yeah,
of
but
that
Asians
has to
are
do
rich.
with the fact that they're not getting employment. They don't have opportunities to be able to get good jobs, and ultimately um they have to resort to crime, right? So then that is going to result in police brutality happening more in these races, but also it's going to result in more people assuming that they commit crime as well. You get where I'm going with this? You get what I'm trying to see? Are you guys understanding what I mean?
I get it.
But it's not an
I think
assumption
we
if
do.
it's a
But
fact. It's literally a
if I may
fact.
speak for a turn,
Sorry,
I
go on.
personally would have challenged this instead of saying it doesn't seem that poverty increases crime. I would have instead said that instead of comparing, okay, which group is more poor, we could say, okay, compare a poor white group to a poor black group. Is there still disparity? If there is,
Yes,
then it's clearly not poverty only, at
Yes,
least.
yes. Black people still commit more
it's
crime when
both.
they're more impoverished.
Furthermore, yeah, and furthermore, I personally don't like I can see like stealing, like petty crime like that, perhaps drugs, but I personally don't really see how mere poverty, or you could say, oh, things associated with poverty, I can see that, but poverty on its own, I don't think that causes things like rape, murder,
Violent crime. Yeah.
selfishness. I don't see that. I can
I
see
think
like stealing bread, but even though
yeah,
these
like
people don't always, or people don't always steal bread, they like steal like luxury items like clothes and
trying
stuff.
to sell it
Stealing.
So,
for the low. Yeah, I mean, trying to make
But
money.
they
It's
would say
all
they're
poverty.
stealing it just so they can sell
yeah,
it so they can have money. But
that can make sense, I guess.
I don't know, bro. Try being, try this though. This is less common. Try being somebody with something, having something good going for yourself, having a, whatever, in that type of area, man, and watch how quick your shit gets stolen or broken into.
Does
But
anyone
then
look at
also,
like the
you
statistics
got to
on like
think
how many
about it.
arrests were made, what
There,
race, and everything?
So
It's
No
white people
point in
commit more
stealing from your
crime.
neighbor if they ain't got shit. Wait until somebody that got something moves in next door and watch how quick your shit gets fucked up.
In 2019 alone, only about 1.6 million black people, or identifying as black, were arrested, but 4.4 million white people were arrested in 2019.
Clowny, I already responded when Keurig said this, but you need to understand
oh
this thing called per capita. There are more white people in the United States than there are black people. So
yeah,
when you
That
control
percentage
for
doesn't
the
wise.
matter
population
though. That
difference,
doesn't matter though.
it does matter
Just
because
it's
there are less
How?
black people than white
If there's
people.
more white
When you
people going
control,
around
yeah,
committing crimes and getting arrested for it, then
yes, because
that's as
there are
simple as
more
that.
white people. And when you control for the population difference because there are less black people, then black people on average per capita commit more crimes.
right.
You need to understand statistics, my friend. It's like, how can I explain this to you? If you have like, say, group of 10 people and group of 100 people, how can I like not get confused saying this? And you have 2 or 3 people do crimes in the 10-member group, and then you have 20 people doing crimes in the 100 people group. There are more crimes being done in the 100 people group, but when you control the difference because there are only 10 people, you know, they do more
it's like you're gonna
crimes
see
when you
more
control for the
crime.
population difference.
Right.
You're gonna see more crimes in America than, I don't know, Haiti,
Sweden.
yeah, Sweden. That's a better example. Sweden, for instance, because there's more people in America compared to Sweden. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, it's simple math.
So what do you conclude from saying that though? What is the conclusion?
The
Still trying to
conclusion is
figure that out.
that you're incorrect, I hate to say, or you're not incorrect saying that white people commit more crimes when it comes to absolute number, but when you control for population, then black people commit more crime on average per capita. That's the conclusion.
Right. And then furthering that, if you take the
Oh,
statistic of black people being arrested or shot, like you have to take the crime stats with that. You can't just say black people are this population, therefore they are overrepresented. They're not.
there are reasons why the numbers look the way they look, and I think that's important to acknowledge these nuances and why they are, because they actually have an implication on why we see the results we do. If anybody actually wants to know, if not, I can shut the hell up.
No, no, keep
I
asking.
want to
That is
know.
fair to say, but if I may say, it's fair to say that you could ask, well, why do they do so much crime? That's a fair question to ask. but you cannot say if they do more crime, you cannot say that, oh, they're arrested more, so there must be some oppression going on from that alone if they do more
Yeah,
crime,
they
because
are
it makes
prosecuted
logical
more.
sense that they would be arrested
They
more if they do more crime on average.
No,
Average.
they are prosecuted. These charges hold at a higher percentage, and the punishment received for a black person that commits a crime and a white person that commits the exact same crime have been shown that black people receive harsher punishment. I have been putting links in the side chat right here in the VC if y'all would like to see them. There are
It
links.
it also says right here, according to Statistica.com, that the rates for black people getting shot by police related shootings are at 5.8, while Hispanic is at 2.5, Caucasian is at 2.3, and others are at 0.9. I can send that to NTB and she could put it in the chat as well if she feels comfortable.
But what does
Of
that
course,
even say?
I'll put it in the chat. Anybody have anything they would like me to put in the chat? Just let me know and then send it to me.
That's
But
just
what
me
does
saying that the rate of that there is a higher rate of, police related shootings when it comes to black people compared to Caucasian, compared to
They have,
other races.
okay,
they
but
have even
if
looked
you put
into
sorry.
this. They have looked into the reasons why we see this. They have done studies on this. This is not me pulling something out my ass. I'm not trying to cope. If I was coping, then I would want to be corrected. But I'm not coping. This is what the data shows. By people who are actually qualified, trained, and have the education and credentials to look at this
Shit.
information and evaluate it properly and in a succinct and correct manner.
Okay, so
Why
let me
is it such a
sorry.
dispute? The
So
statistics
let
are
me
right
ask you
here.
something. Let me ask you something. If the people who are committing the most violent crimes, which means murder, rape, assault, all that good shit, if they're getting shot more, do you think that the shootings of them would be higher than other people if they're doing it
Are
more?
they committing more necessarily,
Yes.
or are things
Yes.
sticking more? Are they? I don't know. Have you seen statistics on that?
Yes.
I need to look some up. Can you send them
Everybody
to me?
heard the 1350 argument. I mean, come on. Like 13% of the
What are you talking about?
population commits 50% of the violent crimes in America. We all know that.
Or
They're
6%.
prosecuted.
Yeah, yeah. Or 6%.
Prosecuted
If
at
you go to like
50%. They're prosecuted at 50 and convicted at 50%. That's what you. That's the. That's so. Is that what it is, or is it that that's just what they're committing? And
they commit
let me
most
say
of the
is
violent
like I
crimes.
posted something on economic status as compared to criminal activity. That was like one of the first things I posted. But I'm gonna find another study too, and I'm gonna look at what you was just putting forth, because I don't, you put these things forth and you deny certain things, but I have not seen any statistics or know where you're getting any of your information. I don't understand why people don't just Google.
FBI
That's what I
statistics. But
did.
okay.
And see, Iceman, where are you getting your information from? I
FBI
wanted to ask you that.
statistics. FBI
What did
statistics.
Okay, could you send those to NTB and have her put those in the chat, please? Or did you already do that?
I didn't do it. I thought everybody knew that.
He did. I knew it because that's why I couldn't figure out why you wasn't doing it. Like, why put forth all these claims yet just they're just that? If you truly believe the things you said, would you not have the data to back it up if you claim that you have seen it? Like, why put forth the claim? And when people ask you over and over again for like, what were you reading, so I can go read it, you act like this is causing, like this is an implication because they ask you, where did you read that? Maybe they're trying to see if the data actually parses out, because maybe they would consider their position and change it if the facts show to be so, and they look at these studies and it doesn't add up to what they thought. Maybe they're actually trying to be honest and actually be more informed, but that will never happen if people just say shit and then that's it. But argue it for how many hours? How many fucking hours?
Hello.
You saying
Hello.
like what is it that what is the what do you want people to take from the claims you're putting forth? Is it that black
Me, I
people are
want.
inherently more is it that black people are inherently more criminal because you're not providing any evidence or any studies to see what is going on? I'm
No,
gonna get
but
you right now, Pyrex. I don't know what
black
you're
people.
putting forth. What is the point if you're not gonna
Okay.
show anything that we can look at and understand and learn from?
What did you say,
I'm
MTV?
saying
What point?
You said
the point that he has putting forth all these claims that are wholly not true and they
What do you
common
mean they're not
knowledge
true?
of not true, yet not providing any information, though saying he saw these things. What
What?
perception are you trying to give off? What is the goal if you're not gonna provide anything that would help us learn something? What is the point then? Why are you
what are you
arguing with
trying to
us? You
tell
don't
us?
believe in
What
backing up
I'm
anything
trying
that you
to
say.
tell you is that, hold on, post that. Post it in voice links. The FBI table 43, crime statistics. What is the problem is that black people have this thought that someone else is the problem within the black community when we need
Kyrie
to
started
look
to look this
in.
for table
What?
43. He showed table 43 long time ago. That's how I know nobody looks at the sources that are clearly in the chat. But go ahead, continue.
What are you talking about? What's on table 43? What does it show?
He been posted that, he been sent that, and I've been posted that
Okay, so
hours
why you
ago.
asking me
And
for statistics? Why you asking me to
nobody
post something?
referenced, because you need to post and explain why is it
Would you?
that you believe this, so I can understand where you're coming
You
from.
just said it
Statistics on
I'm
wasn't
their
not
own
true.
trying to
don't
fight
tell a
you.
Wait,
story.
what?
I'm trying
Okay,
to
okay,
Statistics by
okay,
themselves.
okay.
Okay, I think I kind of
yes.
feel what
I'm
Noble's getting
tripping
at
again.
here is
Me.
because like you could say like
Me?
here's one thing is I've heard a couple of people in here talking about okay, black people statistically commit more crimes, and then I've heard a counter argument which is like okay, well the reason for that is because and somebody tried to refute that what I said earlier about how low income or poverty does not equate higher amounts of violence and it's just a race thing. But then somebody else tried to refute that by saying that, well, more minorities are in lower income areas, so that's why more minorities are higher up in statistics of violent crime. And I'm like, I don't know what to believe. You got to
Those are
interpret the data
reputations.
as well. You can't just post data.
I'm the one that put that claim forth
Of course.
that when we see areas that are impoverished, there tends to be a higher crime rate. Now, that might be correlation, not causation, but this is observed. And I have put many things in the chat to show this. How did I refute? You then said that I was just making it about
I didn't
race.
say you
I still
refuted
don't.
that because I
I still
generally
don't
agree with that
understand.
claim.
Look, I still don't understand.
That's special. Why is it
Okay,
that
I
when
can
and
accept what you
okay,
feel
no
like.
one
You feel
answered
that
me.
that's not the reasoning. This is something that I'm still
Mhm.
thinking on, but I do not wholly agree yet. Maybe I haven't given it enough thought. I don't understand what divide you are trying to say that I'm casting when I'm telling. I just sit here and told the chat we are human. Wabi sabi, our differences make us beautiful, and they are to be fucking appreciated. That is the uniqueness within each individual, though we are wholly one people. What the fuck disparity is that? But then again, like I said, I could be triggered. So I'm not
If
even
I
trying to,
I
I'm
didn't
just
say
saying,
like
this one was you.
I don't get this.
Well,
Okay,
if
Why
I
what?
had
is
my own
everybody
way of
trying to fight
describing it, we
against the
are
fact that
indeed.
there is
It's
somebody else.
discrimination here in
Hey,
America?
can I tag out who gonna tag in? Somebody else. Shit, I'm
Can
just
I
tag it.
just
posting
point out
sources.
something?
What other
Okay,
sources would y'all like to see?
I want
Because I didn't post
what's
it,
his
I don't
name?
know, about 10
There
in
you
the chat
go.
right
So
here with us.
So
as
Can I
this is
point
also
out
Somebody needs
aside
to
something?
comment,
actually interpret
I
the
just
data, though. You can't just post data.
I
Look
just
at the
want
if
data.
Put
one
None of
ans
y'all are
you
screenshots
posting
of
Data
shit,
can,
but
doesn't
you're
speak
data
for
that
making
we
itself.
talked
claims.
about too,
You're
guys.
making claims and not posting shit. So any type of I'm posting different ones from different organizations that seem to be reputable sites. So if anything contradicts what I say and you see that, point it out so we can look. What the fuck is the
I
problem with me
just
Data
providing
needs to be
information?
interpreted.
Jake
Why is it
Interpret
okay
the
for
data.
y'all? Let me ask you a question. Why is it okay for people to put forth claims and this is not like addressed yet? It's something wrong with me posting information. I need to
There's
do all
nothing
this
wrong with
extra
that,
shit.
but you need to
Look
like
at it then.
explain. I mean,
Look
it's
at
not just
it.
you, because I wasn't even calling
But
you
she's
out.
Already
been
made the
explaining, but that's the problem,
claims.
though,
They
y'all.
made
He's
claims and I had to
been
argue. Look
explaining, and
at
she's
it. already said what it was. Look at it.
Okay,
She's been
Yeah.
explaining
Bro,
and
why
she's
are you
been
telling me to
giving
look at it
evidence
when
for
I'm
her
telling you data
claim.
Silly.
doesn't explain itself?
It's silly.
But hold
yeah,
on,
you don't
wait,
have to look
listen though,
through a
guys.
whole
She's been
article.
giving evidence and she's been explaining her claims, and yet y'all are still expecting her to give y'all more. So what do y'all want her to do? That's the thing. I mean, we're presenting claims for the argument. I think
Homie,
it's just the point where people
Tyrese,
don't want to
from what I could tell,
You know
I was
what?
not
people
even
don't want to
trying to
accept
come
the
I
at
just
evidence.
Noble.
realized
I
something.
was not
I
even
just
trying to
realized
come
something.
at Noble right
I'm
there.
not saying that you were.
Tyrese, you were the one who
I'm not
said,
saying that you were.
Hey,
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that you were. I'm if anything, I'm not saying that anybody necessarily is. I'm just saying that people are providing evidence for the claims that they make, and it seems like people aren't really looking into the evidence, and instead they're just trying to fight back, fight back, fight back.
We
So
do
look at
actually
the
have evidence
evidence
too.
before you fight back against something, huh?
I've made a note. I've noticed something. Like IQ is okay. There's a bunch of correlations, and it all wraps together. If you just let me ramble for a minute, all right? So IQ is correlated positively to income, education, and a few other things that help you socially, right? So like, do you have a car? Do you have like your basic needs are met, right? Like all these things, all stacked together, they're positively correlated to IQ. The better off you are in life, the higher IQ you have. If you went to school, if you were educated, all those things that increases your IQ by one step, so about up to 20 points. Okay. Then another thing that's correlated is IQ in prisoners. All prisoners on average have 7 points less IQ than the average citizen. That is another correlation that is a fact. Okay. Then another thing that's correlated is minority groups, just on a whole, have a lower IQ on average than white communities. Okay, just white people as a whole. Right, just being vague. Okay, you take all that into account and you interpret that how you wish. Okay,
Cool.
Yeah.
This is a
and
fucking
all those
Senate.
things
What
are
a
true. I
what a
can
dumb
prove
thing to
evidence.
say.
You know.
Okay. All right. So, hey,
Boris, were you
JT.
finna say something?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a dumb thing. What's he saying? What are you saying? What are you suggesting? A
I'm
minority?
just saying
What if
it's
I'm a
no it's
minority?
you can be
Okay,
you can be a
I'm
minority and
a
better
minority
off
in
in
my
life
town,
and have
it's
higher
right?
IQ and you
suggesting
won't commit
what
as
I
many crimes
gathered
on
from that
average,
is that
right?
minorities have less access to all the things that he mentioned that lead to higher IQ points.
Yeah, so it's a class thing.
No,
It's a class
uh,
thing.
no. You don't understand IQ, you guys. You got to read how it's done and why it's done. You can't just say, "Oh, IQ." Go read why it was started and what it was originally for, and
Wasn't it made by the
why it
military to
fails.
see who can
Let's
observe?
Uh,
let's do this. Give me let's do an example here. Do you think the Aboriginals of Australia have high IQ or low IQ?
I think they have low IQ.
Yeah, well, yet they can make a boomerang. Fuck you.
Cool.
Mm.
Did they make a rocket that
But
goes to
if
Mars?
I may,
My
I
point
think my only
that's irrelevant. My
No, I
point
I was
is it's
I
such a knee jerk reaction from other stupid people because the people that bring up IQ, in my opinion, have low IQ themselves.
I
It's
want
to
to hear the Fen
produce a
talk.
good worker,
Fen,
to
you
see
know
if
the
you
most
can be
about
a
this,
good
man.
worker or
Go
not,
ahead.
how good you
Boris,
are at problem solving.
I don't
posting
think Charles
information on
Murray
what
was
you're
low
talking
IQ.
about right now, okay, Boris?
Yeah,
What's
you don't
Just
think
so
the
you
guy that
know,
wrote the
because
bell
people
curve
Sorry,
is low IQ, right?
I can't hear what NTB's
Jesus
saying
Christ,
because
man.
you guys are all talking.
said I'm posting information. I'm sources for the standard of education between groups that they have found right now to back up exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
It's totally. See, this is the problem: is that people will read some stuff posted by haters, and then everybody dives in on it and thinks it's true.
wait. Fen, go ahead. Because I want to hear you.
Boris.
Fen, I know you're a race realist, so I want to hear you. Go ahead.
it's
Ooh.
realist. What the fuck?
Where is he?
It's
So what I
eugenicist.
wanted to
Race
say is
realist
that
and
clowning.
eugenicists are the same thing.
What the fuck are y'all
I
talking
don't
about?
think that's true.
I think it is.
Y'all, what are we
It
What are
y'all
simply
y'all
it
think y'all
simply
talking
it
back to the
about?
simply means that
original?
you acknowledge that biological races exist. Anyway, what I wanted to say,
Sounds
There's
like
no
Clowney
such
eugenics to
thing.
me.
Clowney simply said
No
that
such
IQ
fucking thing.
positively correlates with certain things. He wasn't making any suggestions.
Yeah.
Fucking liar. There's no such
Well,
thing.
I've been listening to you guys, and people bring this shit up, and they don't make any suggestions. NTB asked, "What's the point of bringing these things up?" and nobody answered.
I was trying to, but I got interrupted
Yeah,
by the
I
game.
know. I heard you. Yeah, because why bring up these things? What's the point? Right?
Well,
Because it's
is
just a
it,
discussion.
okay.
Well,
But I
I
mean,
know
is
that, but if you bring something up, it's
Well,
you
defend
stop.
the argument.
Your discussion just stops right there. The
No, it
sky is
doesn't.
blue.
I already said it before. Like the problem is like the whole thing I was arguing about. The problem is that black people just want to look outwards instead of inwards. They don't look at the fact that we don't have that many black
ba-
fathers. They don't look at the
Holy
fact
based
that
shit!
we
based
don't
based
we
opinion,
don't care about
based take,
fucking
Outwards instead of
education like
inward.
that. What?
I'm gonna
based
stop
Like
you
I
right
based.
said,
there.
Fine.
Inward.
like
Keep
the
it
only
based
thing the
opinion.
only
You
thing
don't
you
think
need to
we
do
haven't looked
is
inward?
Okay,
no,
Based
FDR,
you
calm
opinion.
don't.
down.
Like you're literally looking
FDR,
outward.
calm
You
Let
down.
you this
let
whole
But
him
time you've
finish
been saying
sounding like
racism,
the
racism,
foreigner that he
racism.
sounds
Like the
like.
only problem is that there's this it's statistically proven that single mother households produce worse fucking
That's a
children,
fucking
worse
problem. No, it
offspring.
is.
Oh,
I've seen the shit. It's a
Hold on,
fucking
but do you
problem.
want to know why there are single mothers? Y'all want to know why they're single mothers? Because
Because
black men
they
keep
kill
on
each
getting
other.
arrested. That's
Why do
why.
black men
No,
get
that's
No,
not
arrested?
don't
why.
say because we
I have,
Why
kill.
do they
dude.
get
I
We
arrested?
have
get
seen, bro.
arrested.
I have seen more black men kill each other than I've seen black men get arrested in my entire. Like,
No, that's just what you've
I've been in
seen.
the
That's
thick of
just
it,
what you've
dog.
seen. That's just what you've seen.
but
That's
but
Bro,
not
I've
what
but
it
had
like
my
is.
neighbor.
Just because you've seen
I
something
could
doesn't
smell
mean
my
that's what
neighbor's
it
blood.
is.
maybe if you was
bro,
And
It's
like
black,
I
you
said,
crazy.
would hate yourself too, wouldn't you?
like I
like
just said,
uh,
you're not looking inward. You're looking outward. You said
yeah.
It's a
black men are
hard
getting
thing,
arrested. Why are black men getting
That's
arrested?
one thing. You hear this
The
man
thing,
right here? Y'all hear this man? You know what it feels like every day, all the time with this bullshit that we gotta combat, and then I got. Not only is it that y'all
Y'all are
put forth
crazy.
claims, no evidence that is contrary to uh
Look, you'd
basic
rather
facts
be
and
arrested
most.
than
Oh,
killed
are
by
you
your
gonna
own
let me
fucking
finish?
kinfolk,
Are you
right?
listen,
gonna
Jesus
let
Christ.
me fucking
listen.
finish? See, I
Let
notice
her
y'all don't
finish.
do this when anyone else is fucking talking, but Big Black Mammy get to speaking and nya nya nya. Now let me fucking finish, please. God damn it. Now, I said,
Happened there.
fuck, I don't even know what the fuck I said. Hold on 1 second. Fuck you,
You were
motherfucker.
talking about
You
if you were black,
disrespectful.
wouldn't you hate yourself?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Have y'all ever thought about what it might feel like to sit in a VC such as this for hours on end, having a discussion, people putting forth claims, you're asking for evidence for hours, no one puts anything forth, and they are actually making claims that are contrary to common knowledge, and people are ignoring the implications of this, or what are the causes that we all tend to fucking know about. Now, a few things are just quite nuanced, and very
Just
few
to
people know.
clarify, if I
But
may.
most, just to clarify, shut the hell up, till I'm done.
Okay.
Most people know about this shit. Now, let me say this. Imagine that. And then when I actually just start posting sources, probably above 15 now, not only is that not enough, even though you're making claims, and I have to beg and make a whole scene about, can you please give me some so I can actually see, evaluate the information, and see if I'm wrong, right? I'm open
I'm
to
evaluating. I'm
being
a look.
corrected. You motherfuckers say that not only is it not enough that I post sources, that I need to actually explain information, the very claims I've been making, that I've been explaining, that y'all have been disputing. Do you think that would make you feel like people are actually being genuine, or that they full of shit? Think about it.
Couple things, if I may. First of all, I'm not trying to provoke. Do you believe what you believe is quote unquote common knowledge? That is like what you mean by common
That
knowledge.
there is a disparity in treatment on so many levels, and that maybe we
So
want,
that's a
I
yes.
cannot qualify systemic racism, right? But I mean systematic racism, but I can say trickle down systemic is well alive, and many people are aware. We know this. So how is it that I'm saying something illogical that is actually common knowledge within the society of the United States and people outside of it know it too?
I will
What the
take that as a
hell?
yes, but I wanted to get to my second point, which I guess more important. Just posting tons of sources does not equal
No,
engaging more in an
this is
argument or
I
this is
wish I could post sources,
having
but I'm
better
not allowed to in
arguments.
this
No,
Because
but
Just
she's
you,
been
fucking fast
posting
food
okay.
sources
especially
and she's
especially
been
if I just
Let him
may
defending
say,
finish so I
her
can
argument.
respond. Let him
if I
finish.
just may say, we are talking in a VC. It
Oh yes, we
fundamentally
are.
talking about these things, trying to argue with logic, just saying
Mm,
things. This is what I know. Okay, I trust you, but source. It's a plus. It's not the. It's
no, it
not the
is not.
fundamental reason why we're here. And you can't just like read a source for
No,
like 10 minutes. It's not
I
keeping
didn't
the
read shit.
conversation onward. That's
I
the
yo.
wish
point.
Well,
I
We
I
want
just
would.
to
want to say,
I
we
wish
want
I
to have a
would.
conversation. We
Dude,
want to talk about these things conceptually. That's what people are
we
here
can't
for.
have a
this is. I think I
conversation.
can find stats on this, but I
No,
can't
we
post them because
cannot
the
have
stoa
a
is
conversation
Fucking
if
limited.
people are putting forth claims that we are disagreeing on, saying that they have seen the statistics, yet not providing any. At
I've
least
seen
everything
this.
I'm saying, I'm willing to provide information, and I'm
Bro,
providing so
you're
many
not
diverse
providing. You're
sources.
providing
Will you
stats,
shut
but you're not
up?
interpreting
Shut
them.
up. I'm providing diverse sources that you can say, oh, well, they said this, but let me look over here. All the everything that I put forth has .gov.org, peer research, psychology, research in America, things like that. What the fuck
All
have
right, let
y'all
me.
given?
I
Hey,
Except for
have
hold
a
the
on, real
sample
statistic
quick.
in front of
43
me.
that Kyrus
I have a
proposed, and
statistic
I
in front of
posted
me.
over 2 hours ago.
Office of Justice Programs, Black on
See what I
Black
mean? You see
Homicide, a
this? Y'all see
psychological
this?
But
You
perspective.
hold
see
on.
this?
How do y'all
Y'all see
expect?
this? Cat, you see this? You see what I'm saying? Everything I'm
Dude,
saying
I
is
But
don't
how do
say
y'all
what you're
expect
saying.
her? But
I
hold on.
don't
How do y'all
because look,
expect her
first of
to
all,
what are
defend
you
her
I'm
not
not
saying what I'm
allowed
argument?
to
saying?
post
How do
sources.
y'all expect her to
Nobody.
defend her argument when all she does is get interrupted all the time? Give her time to speak her piece. I can't stand when y'all do that. Y'all see that she's trying to speak.
Whatever. I'm on mute.
Yes, please. So then she can
Yes.
speak her opinion.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everything that
Go.
I have posted here is in relation to everything we have spoke about. And the one thing that we had to squeeze out of Blue Man, Pirates already put forth and was reading from, and y'all disputed earlier. And then now you confirm it. And I have not heard anybody tell him to show in this thing that he put
disputed what?
how it relates. But this whole time I have been trying to be a quite honest interlocutor. I've been accused of being someone who is trying to create a divide. Um, Even though I'm the one steady putting forth things showing that it's not
You're
just
the only one who
uh
can post statistics. None of us can post statistics.
Everything you
This
asked
chat
me
is
to
I
what
do.
did I
limited.
tell y'all to
Every
do?
wait.
He
How
Everything I
said
told y'all
said,
to
send it
I
to
do?
her.
posted. Everything I
Wait
said,
a
I
real
minute.
posted.
quick, guys.
I posted
Real
everything I
quick,
said. So what are
guys.
you talking
Two
Ted,
things.
I told them I will
Two,
post
two
whatever they
things.
like.
Yeah, two things real quick.
I'm not
If
allowed
you
to
want to
post in the
post
chat on
something,
this channel.
about? Posted in voice links. I
hold on,
posted
real quick.
everything in voice links.
Hold on, hold on, real quick. Just so you guys know, two things real quick. If you need something posted in the channel chat, the active mod, you can just DM it to them, and if they can, they will. If I can, right now I'm driving, so I can't. But just as a general thing, number two, as NTB is one of my moderators on this channel, so you cannot mute my moderators so that they can, do their job. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Kat. I offered multiple times.
Well,
I told them send me whatever you want and I will post it. I
well, they
told
did
them
send
multiple times.
something
Did
to
I not
voice
say that?
links. Just
I
saying.
said just all I said was all you gotta do is tell me and send it to me and I'll post it. So you send something to voice links?
I
Is this
sent
not something I
everything to
had already
voice links
said?
because that's what you asked
Stop
me to do in
interrupting
voice
How
her.
links.
many
So
things did you send to voice links, Blue Man? I
probably
only
like
saw
three or
one thing.
four.
And it's much
And
more
earlier,
convenient
the two things you
if I
posted, one of them.
if
I
I,
posted both
I
of them here.
and
Let
it's
me go
just way
check
more
voice link.
convenient. It's just way more convenient to send something to voice link than to send something to a mod. Just saying.
Right,
I'm
right,
okay
true.
with that. Say I sent the source of voice links like I told y'all to do earlier, and I will happily repost. How many times do I have to say the same thing, or is it that nobody give a fuck about what I'm talking about? 'Cause that's what I'm getting, and that's what I tend to get. I tell you something, it's like womp womp womp. Someone else says the exact same thing, and you understand. It makes sense. Oh, this is actually logical. No shit, Sherlock.
I mean, Noble, if
Sis,
you listen to me, as I said, it's way more convenient. It's way more, I guess, natural
I'm
just to do
okay
it
with that.
themselves.
Just let me know, and I will actually put them here too, so that everybody can see them and don't have to
Okay,
search.
guys.
I want everybody to be able to have access to information, because if there is something here, right,
Cool.
that can illuminate this issue, and I told you, I'm 100% open to being wrong. I hope I'm fucking wrong. I
Yeah.
hope every day I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
No,
But unfortunately,
we understand. Let's just move on.
the worst feeling to be fucking right
Let's
around here.
let's
Trust
keep
me.
talking about the topic. Let's
I
keep
Cutting
the
am
her
topic.
talking.
off. If y'all cut her
Because
off one
here's
more
the
time.
thing, what y'all just going off of was sitting here chastising me for posting sources.
What?
This fucking funny.
No,
Whatever.
I'm not
If you
opposed.
post
I'm
something in
not
voice
opposed.
links, let me
Listen,
know.
listen.
It's
I will
just
go
like,
get it and
who
I
has the
will
Noble,
time
post
to
it.
go through
noble.
all
Did
this
y'all hear me?
shit? Just
Did y'all hear what
interpret
I just
the
said?
data for us.
Did
If
y'all
you
hear
want to post
me?
your own data, tell us
Did
what
you
it fucking
hear
says.
me? Nope. Did
Yes.
anybody hear what I just said?
Yeah, I
I
heard you.
did, NTB, because I know how to
She's just
listen.
talking way too much.
Oh,
No,
you didn't
she's
hear what
not
I said
talking
then?
way
What did
too
I
much.
say? Hold on.
She's
What did I
trying.
say, Spin National?
Well, you said that you need to listen to me while you repeat the same things. Okay, we understand.
No, that is
But
not what I
I
said.
would prefer we
It's
move
not what I
forward.
said.
The greater threat, I'm gonna give a hot take. The greater threat
Oh
to
my
black
God.
kids growing up without a dad is not police brutality, but it's your own fucking brother shooting you in the fucking face
Racist people.
over a dime bag of weed.
Racist people.
You see
Hold
how
on a
I
Racist
You
second,
just
know
said
real
people.
what?
quick.
you see how I
Hold
I
on a
just
hear
said
second,
you
you.
real quick.
always look
Real
outwards and not
And
inwards, but
let
okay.
hold on.
me,